all coverage of what has been an absolute bonkers storm. In terms of its damage to the state, we're not done yet, even though it seems like the activity has lightened up a bit somewhat. We had some strong wind gusts earlier today. We are not done with those just yet. Later tonight, the winds will pick up as a cold front passes. That will send mild temperatures plunging quickly, and the potential does exist for early risers tomorrow who want to get a jump start on traveling for some slick spots out there. Meanwhile, say goodbye to the mild temperatures. Once the numbers tumble tonight, it'll be a few days before they warm up again. We have a wind advisory in effect. That's for the entire state, 45 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. We've already seen them. We'll see them again, mainly at the shoreline. As this front comes through, the temperatures will drop. We're at 51 degrees now in the capital. Look at Philly at 31. Look at central Pennsylvania at 7. And then into the Ohio Valley, the temperatures are in minus readings, including Pittsburgh at -4. That's not a wind chill. That's the actual temperature. So this cold Arctic front will drop the forecast temperatures about 40 degrees in just a matter of hours. Then we have the winds to talk about as well. They are out of the south. We made it through high tide earlier this morning, had some minor flooding on the shoreline, but that south wind continues to bring water up. We have winds 10 to 21 miles an hour, wind gusts going to 31 miles an hour, and notice that includes far inland. This is not just a shoreline problem. We are looking for winds to be a little higher along the shoreline. Look at these numbers, 48, 52 mile per hour wind gusts. But still, power outages are certainly possible all across the state, and that's going to go a little longer. That will continue into tonight, into tomorrow as well. Quick look at the radar. I want you to see one interesting thing. Not a lot of rain coming through right now, but another batch is starting to develop. And to show you how potent this front is, right along it, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Long Island, Nassau County, and that goes until 1:15 this afternoon. So that's going to be pushing off to the north and east. I don't think it'll be severe for us, but don't be surprised if you hear a few claps of thunder before the temperatures drop with the wind shift and the front coming through. So once again, let me get you up to date with what you need to know now and down the line. We are talking about temperatures that are going to be very chilly as we get wind gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour. Later on, the real feel will be well below zero. There is a flood potential again for the shoreline, not as bad as it was this morning because of high tide has already passed. But once that front passes, the temperatures will be plunging quickly, leaving us with the potential for black ice, and then temperatures will be downright cold into the 20s with wind chills below zero. We have full team coverage tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock. We're going to continue to coverage right now on Fox 61 Plus, but if you're not joining us there on our streaming channel, we'll see you later on this afternoon. Hourly updates throughout the day. All right, for those of us who are still joining us on Fox 61 Plus, we thank you for dialing us up. We're going to get you a little more extended view of what's going on with the weather. We're going to start with the picture, the radar picture again, to show you that even though the rain is still coming down, especially in the eastern parts of the state, it's nowhere near as steady as it was overnight to last night. And even the rain last night was manageable. That was not a main concern for this storm. The problem lies right along the front, at least in terms of rainfall, because it is a big shift in winds. Normally when we see that during the summertime, that usually leaves us with the possibility of a significant wind change and maybe even a rotation. Now, we're not looking for tornadoes, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 1:15 for, look at this, parts of Long Island, Nassau County, impressive rain that is slowly going to be moving up across the Sound and will probably clip just to the east of New Haven. So Guilford, Madison, Old Saybrook, Westbrook, over into New London, Mystic, Stonington, and then up towards Windham County. So we'll keep an eye on that. Impressive rain. We'll show you, this is the loop over the last 3 hours. You could see, yeah, there's some fierce winds with that, and that's why we're calling it a severe, or why the Weather Service is calling it a severe thunderstorm. Now, for us, still dealing with the wind gusts. As we get closer to that front, the wind gusts will pick up again. They would kind of hit a little bit of a lull currently. Once that cold front passes, the temperatures are going to plunge quickly. As the numbers go down well below freezing, anything that's wet may flash freeze, so we're going to have to watch that carefully. If you are getting a jump start on traveling tomorrow, you need to be mindful of this, because in the dark, black ice is brutal. Then for the holiday weekend, bitter cold temperatures. The highs will only be in the 20s, the lows will be in the teens. The wind chills for Saturday and into Sunday morning, Christmas morning, will be below zero. So stand by. It's going to be a cold few days ahead. Here are your wind gusts. Again, expecting higher wind gusts along the shoreline, but even inland, winds will be popping enough that we will see power outages potentially throughout the state. The winds pick up as we get closer to that front, then the winds shift. Now they're out of the west-southwest. That's when you know the front comes through, because the temperatures will drop. And speaking of those dropping temperatures, you can see as we go through the evening, we go from the 50s to single digits by tomorrow morning. And then there's that wind chill to talk about as well. So 51 degrees right now in Hartford, 52 in New Haven. Temperatures still very warm. There's the change from the 50s and the 40s to single digits in State College and below zero readings in Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Let's look at that wind chill advisory one more time. It is for the northern part of Litchfield County. If you're not up there, just plan for it to be ridiculously cold everywhere. The wind chills will be a factor and dangerously cold throughout the entire state. All right, here are the temperatures. Watch as we go from the mid-40s to the teens by 9 o'clock tonight. Overnight, we go into single digits. Look at the readings off to the west. Up close, you'll know that front has passed when the temperatures start to dive. Here's 4:30 in the afternoon, numbers in the 30s. Here's 7:30, teens and 20s. 11:30, everyone in the teens. Litchfield County in the single digits. We'll take a look at the wind chills as well, and you'll see that the numbers do dive. By 11 o'clock tonight, everybody has minus readings. We'll keep it that way into tomorrow morning. 10 below in Torrington, 3 below in Hartford, 2 below in New Haven. And then a quick look at the 7-day forecast. 20 for tomorrow, 28 for Christmas. It stays below freezing until we go back to work next week. Stay with Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus for the latest on this storm. As we go through the evening, the concern is going to be mainly for the winds. Power outages, Eversource reporting under 100,000 outages right now, but that number is expected to climb even as crews continue to work throughout the afternoon. We'll have full team coverage of the storm coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, and of course, always right here at Fox 61 Plus. I'm Matt Scott.